facing a bit of a funny problem this morning. Today she's giving some nice output on the alternator, giving me 14 volts at charge, but I don't know if you heard that singing, the alternator bearing is shot. So I've been chasing the issue for a while now, where if I'd be driving with the lights on and all of that type of thing, you can really feel the engine is laboring a bit, the lights dim, it jitters a bit, and I've just now figured out it's the alternator. So I was there was a very nice gentleman on Facebook, he hit me up, he's got a Sequoia 150 amp alternator, so we're going to be putting that in today. It's a nice upgrade from the 130 amp that is on here, and yeah, I've been putting this off because it's apparently not such a great job to do, but also I've been wanting to do the suspension and all of that type of thing, but we need to take care of the maintenance stuff first. So we're going to jump into that today, and it's all the way down there, so you can't see it. There we go, it's all the way down there, so all of this stuff here has to come out to be able to get there. I'm not looking forward to it. Could have been doing other things today, could have been wheeling, could have gone to a 4x4 hookup that's happening this morning. So that has got to be one of the most frustrating alternator changes I've ever done in my life. I ended up having a power steering pulley that I don't think you're going to see it on camera, but instead of it having a nut holding the pulley on, it's press fitted. So I ended up having to remove the entire power steering pump out the way, alternator came out the bottom, and yeah, it's just a mess. So my advice to anybody that's going to tackle this, remove at least your water reservoir from here. You could, if you really wanted to, remove this to give you a bit more space, but I managed to wheel and deal and get in there. So that's the power steering pump over here, and sorry the lighting is so bad, just it is what it is. Power steering pump. Alright, let me show you what upgrade I'm putting in. So this here is the upgrade unit that I'm putting in. Visually they're exactly the same, they bolt up, everything's exactly the same. Part numbers are a little bit different, so for those of you that are wanting to put the Sequoia alternator in, which gives you 150 amp, there's the part number. It's identical. Now to get it back in, and I hope that I don't run into any snares, and hopefully within the next 30 minutes we'll be purring and we'll have a working GX again that I can drive, because this pulley, this alternator, the bearing has been singing for the last 2 weeks, so we haven't been driving it, and as soon as the revs drop down to idle, the voltage would drop down to like 14.2, 14.3, so definitely there was something up with it besides the bearing. Let's get this other one in, and then we're going to strip that other one apart. So for those of you that want to tackle this, I say go for it. It's not that difficult. I've got big hands and I struggle to get inside of there, and it's one of those jobs that everybody says, oh, don't ever do it, don't ever do it. Here's my tips of advice. So take this out, and for those of you that don't have the power steering pump that the pulley is stuck on with a nut, it's actually fairly easy. There's two bolts, one nut, that's on a stud that holds the power steering pump on. Pull it off and you sort of have to wiggle it forward, the alternator comes out, but definitely not the most fun job to do. But seeing that I'm out here, I was planning on doing a full install how-to on how to do this. I'm not going to do that because there's so many other threads available on YouTube on how to do it. But what I am going to do while I'm here is I'm going to mod the plastics that fit on here so that I can get to the radiator cap. If something's going to happen, I'm going to clean up the battery alternator, the battery terminals, just to get that done. What I do have on the books is I really want to do the big 3 upgrade. So that's when you take extra earth straps, battery, chassis, engine, and a bigger power cable from the alternator up to the battery. It just, I've done it before on my other cars, did it help? I don't know, but it's just something to do. And I thought while I'm here, I'm going to grease all the suspension parts underneath as well. But yeah, definitely not a fun job, but I reckon I could probably do this in 45 minutes again if I really had to do it again. The tools I've got here are very basic tools. We still managed to do it. So yeah, I'm happy. So this here is the plastic I was talking about, and over here it covers the radiator cap. So if you pull it back, there's the radiator cap, and there's no way to change it. So if you're out on the road on the trail and your radiator cap blows, you've got to pull this whole thing off just to get there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut around this edge here so that once this is back in place, we'll still be able to swap it out in case of emergency without pulling this whole thing. I'm going to use this little tool. I've never used one before. I've always seen them on TV. They're pretty cool. I'm going to try it. Hopefully it's going to work because I've got nothing else to cut this plastic with. Let's see how it goes. that turned out almost perfect. Besides needing a little bit of sandpaper around the edges, yeah, maybe just to clean it up a bit, I'd say that turned out pretty good. Alright, let's get it buttoned up, and then I think we're going to start her and see if my alternator upgrade worked, because I have faith that the alternator that I got was working. And like any car that you buy, you get a whole bunch of different clips that you have no clue where they should actually go and what they look like, and at some stage I'm going to have to replace all of these because my OCD says, hey, they should all be the same. But in the meantime, they will work. They're just a bit of a pain to get in and out. But I mean, there's like 7 or 8 different clips here. And another tip, while you are reassembling your battery terminals, there is a little bit of corrosion on both of my terminals, so I'm just going to grab a little piece of fine sandpaper here. This is a little bit too fine. This is 220, I think it was. You can use something a little bit more coarse. Clean up your battery terminals inside and out. You can actually see quite nicely there, that one's got a bit of issue on it, but I'm going to clean that up and we get going again. Nothing like the neighbours just coming to check on what you're doing in the apartment parking bays. And you know what? We'll carry on doing mods in the parking bays until we get told not to. So I think at some point I'm going to replace these terminals, just get some aftermarket ones that had a few more terminals on, just so that when we start adding rock lights, maybe a camping fridge in the back, LED bars, whatever the case is, we've got the additional terminals. And what I would like to do with this particular build, previously I had like individual switches all over the dash for all the different things. I want to get one of those switch gauges or whatever the case is. Let me know in the comments down below which ones you guys have used, what you recommend, are there any good deals going on at the moment, and get one of those. And I really like those ones that have the built-in solid state relays, I think is what they call them nowadays. So you basically have just your main wires running there, and you've got signal wires going to all your different appliances. That's really what I want to do in the future. It's always easy if you have somebody to help you, just to move the car forward and back so that you can get to the grease nipple on the drive shafts, but I don't have it, so I'm just doing it myself. Let's get some grease in these nipples. And I'm wondering if my grease nipples aren't a little clogged up. Okay, I've checked my nipples, they're definitely taking grease. I think my gun over here is just a little bit too lightweight. I'm going to have to play around with this gun a bit because it's not pushing out grease the way that I thought it would be. And it's a brand new gun. So I think I just need to go and get a bigger one and then try that again. But definitely grease is passing through the nipples, there's grease down there. So I'm all good. I've got the infamous clunk when you come to a stop. So, you know, one of those things on a GX. And what I did notice is that I just did not put this back in. So I'm going to check that I've got all the lines connected, start her up, check the voltage while she's charging, and hopefully we're going to sit on like 14.7, 14.8 volts. How about you? I hope you can hear me, but I call it a success. 14.2 on idle. No longer making any funny noises. That would be a success in my books. I'm going to put some load on just to make sure that we're getting full charge. So let's put headlights on. We're going to put AC on, go down to minimum temperature. So nice not having the navigation unit. So there we are, full cold, no funny noises coming from here, and we're staying constant. So I would call that a raging success. Wasn't too bad. It was a bit of a pain in the butt to do, but otherwise all good. No leaks, no nothing coming from underneath here. Now if you've got this far, stick around. I've got something else to show you that I picked up for the GX. Not going to be installing it right away, but I want to share it with you guys because I'm pretty stoked and excited about it. It's going to take me a while to get the other accessories to put on with it, but I'm excited. Okay, so we fixed one problem, but what I am noticing is that if I rev, that needle on the tack, it almost like jitters, and I don't know if that is a real problem or if that is just me being me. So drop a comment down below, is that normal? I didn't notice it before until I noticed that the alternator was giving me a bit of a problem. So I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. It doesn't look normal to me. I remember at least it being like a smooth. So if that is normal, please let me know in the comments. If it's not, let me know what I should be looking at. Okay, I told you guys if you were sticking around until the end of the video, you would get a sneak peek of what else has arrived, and this is what has arrived. If I can get in here and show you guys just a little, sorry, I'm using one hand here because I got the camera and everything, but so these have arrived. We just have to figure out what we're going to do in terms of tires. I kind of know what I want. It's just a matter of finding the right size, the right supplier, and then getting them on. Okay, so what's the old saying? Do what I say but not what I do. So you would have noticed that I had to pry this casing off the alternator here with some screwdrivers. The right thing to use would have been a bearing puller, but hey, when you live in an apartment, use your kitchen counter. You don't tell the wife, you don't tell the landlord. It would have been good if the wife was at work today, but she's not. So yeah, I definitely think that one of the problems here is this bearing over here on the alternator definitely is not running as smooth as it used to. With that, it's caused the bushes on here to actually grind into this part of the alternator. So yeah, this is where I'm going to end off the video. Definitely the bearing on here got hot on the alternator. I am going to rebuild in another episode, maybe not. If you want to see that, drop comments down below. The idea is to take this one and you change the way that the windings are done over here, and you get a little bit more amperage out of the alternator. So we will have to wait and see, but good thing is that I've been driving the GX now for probably a week and a half, 10 days with the new alternator, and it's going better. Like, I drive at night and the lights are better, and I go like, man, okay, you know, I've complained about the lights on the GX ever since I got it at night. Now it's so much better. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you. See you in the next one.